I think it's important for people to realize some of the difference between divination to
Yeah.
spirituality. I think it gets kind of mixed in together. Like for me, I look at the Bible as like a tool of divination,
It is.
where you can use it for your an understanding of the world, how you see the world. But you really can divinate with a lot of things, almost anything. You can find as a divination tool. Whereas spirituality is your spiritual ritual, your routine, something that you do that kind of feeds you. My question to you now: what do you feel like is going on Earth? Like
Oh,
like metaphysically?
okay.
Why do you feel like you came here? Like why do you feel like you came to this
Oh,
little rock floating through
oh man.
space and time and whatnot? Like what's up with that?
So I have a lot of issues with that too. So I do believe that there's soul contracts. So like
Hmm.
so I call it like the before and the after,
Yeah.
like you can call it heaven or whatever, but it depends on how I'm feeling. So right now I'm going to go ahead and call it the before
Yeah.
because before we're born, and then the after we die. So like there's that place, that the before and the after.
Mhm.
So when we're in the before we're born, we sign contracts and we decide to come down and have these experiences and interact with these certain people. So you have like your soul family too. And I believe that wholeheartedly, and it guides me. But every once in a while, I'm just like, why the did I choose this? I was like, I don't like it here. Like, why did I do this? Like,
Yeah.
why did I agree to this? Because when I was younger, I was like, man, I didn't ask to be born. And then now I'm like, oh, I did. I agreed to be born into this timeline to do this. And so I struggle with that sometimes too. And it's one of those things too, like a personal mantra that I have is if I'm alive, then I'm fine,
Hmm.
because it doesn't really matter like how good or bad something is. It's like I've gone through bad and it's always gotten better.
Yeah.
And I'm really blessed to have my kids too, because they help me also. They help keep me grounded because there's no cap with emotions. Like emotions are like the base level, and then you can feel it. So like if they're aggravated over something that I think is silly, um I respect it just as much. And then I look at myself and like in the mirror, I'm just like, if I think that's silly and then I'm frustrated about this, then I guess I'm being silly too, because like obviously they're going to get over that, which means I'm going to get over whatever it is that I'm going through too.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That's a good emotional intelligence type of way to look at things. I think the soul contract is an interesting perspective that not too many people know about. You want to speak on that?
Yeah.
Kind of let people know what that is, or
So soul contracts is so basically the before and the after doesn't exist in time, and this is just my personal take. So
yeah.
it's a place outside of space and time.
By the way, let me just say,
Yeah.
nothing you said so far sounds crazy to me.
Okay.
So
Cool.
whatever we were supposed to meet, I guess, because
Yeah.
I'm sure some people will hear what she's saying, be like, "What the fuck?" But like, none of it
Yeah.
sounds like that so far. Okay,
Yeah, I
all right, continue.
appreciate that. For the most part, though, I never really have any issues speaking about it freely.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just you and me and
Mm-hmm.
the headphones that have my voice in it,
Yeah.
in a room. So it's
Yeah.
really not that different, though. So imagine like we agreed to come here, and
Yeah.
then we interact. But anyways, so there's the before. So that exists outside of time and space, which is a very hard thing to kind of wrap your head around, because when we come to Earth, then we're experiencing time and space, but it doesn't exist there. So every life cycle, you end up going back there. It's almost like another dimension. Like you have to imagine the 3D reality as its own little bubble, and then you can come in. And I mean, like the whole entire universe is a bubble of experience of reality. Like reality is its own thing.
Yeah.
And so like you come here, you have your life, like you learn things, and like you want to elevate your soul too. Like, you want to essentially not have to come back. And you can call it reincarnation, but I feel like that's more so like a 3D perspective take. Like that's more so like the human ego trying to explain an experience that isn't set in this reality. It comes from somewhere else. So it's kind of like two sides of the same coin. Like,
Yeah.
and that's my personal opinion. It's like that sounds almost right, but that sounds like you're really more grounded here than being aware that you're a spiritual being that's like constantly tapped into somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like a little avatar. So you sign your contracts, and then you do like a life path review. There's also this place called the Akashic Records, which is basically like a spiritual library. And you can go there and you can pull out your own book and you can see all the lives that you've lived, all the lives that you will live, and it's just kind of there for like your soul. So you can go there and do a life path review, and then you'll look at things, and it's kind of like the same exact concept of like your life flashes before your eyes when you
Yeah.
die, but it's an actual place in, you know, another dimension. And so you go through that and you're like, dang, like I kind of dropped the ball on this, because like every person that you meet is a lesson.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to meet every person. Like coincidences aren't a thing, but there is free will too.
Yes.
But you agree to meet those people, and then sometimes when you look back on certain relationships and you're like, I really shouldn't have done that, and that's kind of how you know that you didn't necessarily like complete the lesson that you agreed to. So then you die, and then you go back and look, and you're like, oh, okay. But you always have the option to um, either stay or go back. But for the most part, I don't know why. I don't know why, because I don't like it here. I mean, I do. There's cool things, but
You think the Earth is ghetto?
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.